Right, how's it going, guys? Welcome back to another video. So I'm going to be attempting to do the Q&A video today. I've compiled all the questions onto a document on my iPad, and there are a couple of duplicates, but I'm just going to go through them and then answer all of them. So there's like 28 in total, so it shouldn't take too long, but what I'm going to do at the same time is pot up some plants so that you're not just staring at me. But quickly I want to show that my printout came today, so I now have this to go on the wall. I haven't decided yet where I want to put it, but it's really exciting. It looks really good as well, like the quality. I mean, my hair's a different colour now, but I love it. Right, so I'll quickly show you the few things that I have to pot up. So I have my Euphorbia obesa here that I decided I'm going to put in that pot, and then I have my Echeveria here that needs, it's actually grown, I don't know how well you got to see, it's grown a lot of roots out of the, can you see that? Out of the stem. Yeah, you can just about see that. So I'm actually going to cut it off there because it's getting really leggy. I'm going to cut it about there and then stick it in some soil, and I'm pretty sure it will survive that, but we'll see. And then my Hoya pubicalyx, I haven't potted it up yet, and he's here. So this is going to go into a large terracotta pot. If you're wondering what that is, I'm trying to do some like air layering, so trying to root it into some sphagnum moss whilst it's still on the plant. And then my Goblin Crassula, this is going to be going into this pot. So, and then I have my my Epiphyllum here, which is going to be going into this pot. I'll say the prices of the pots if that's going to be to any interest whilst I'm going through. Then I have all of my soil and my potting up mix. Again, I'm just going to be using, sorry, I don't know if I'm going to keep this bit in. Again, I'm going to be using just multi-purpose compost mixed with sand at the moment. Yep, that's all I've got at the moment. And then for the Hoya, I'm going to mix in some orchid bark, which I need to grab. And I am going to be mixing in some of this frass. Is it called frass? I know it's called something weird. Was it called frass? I'm pretty sure it was frass, wasn't it? Bug poo, basically. It's like larvae poo. So I'm going to be mixing some of that. Let's have a look actually, and a smell. Give it a sniff. I'm going to regret it. It's so bad. I don't know why I'm. Ew. Oh my god, it's not even that bad. It doesn't smell that bad. Just try not to tip it everywhere. Like, it's just. It looks like just dust. Right. Let's start with a question. Right, okay, so first question, I just got them in any order. I don't think I put them in order of chronology or anything like that. Right, so first question is how much longer do you have for university? And that's from Debbie Hediger. I have 1 year left. I'm going into my last year in September, so like a week, and I'm quite nervous for it because it's going to be quite full on. You can't really see this. Let's stick it on top of there. Yeah, so I'm studying horticulture. I'm not sure I'm not sure how many of you know that or not. Oh, this is dusty. I've absolutely just released loads of poo into my air. Okay. Right, so because the Right, so because the little Euphorbia is not much, like, it's not really much difference, I'm just going to pop him in there and then backfill around him. So you're not really going to be able to see anything. So, yeah, I've only got 1 year left at uni, and then I'm free to the big wide world. So next question is, tell us about how you became interested in plants, and a little or a lot of your journey through plant land. Thanks, love your videos. So that was from JD Hodgden. I think I've said that right. Thank you for the comment. How I became interested, I'm not really sure. It just kind of, I just always have been. Like, ever since I was little, I used to play in the garden all the time, and basically it never changed. I just was always fascinated by plants. I even remember the first time I went to a garden centre on like a school trip, and I can still picture it now, and I just remember it really being exciting. And yeah, so from a really young age I've known that I've been obsessed with plants. Right, there we go. So I've just potted him up in there, and I think that looks quite cute, so I'll stick him there. Right, yeah, so basically I've just always been into plants. And yeah, so I decided after school that I wanted to study plants, and then I went and did a college course for 2 years, and then went on a little while after to do a degree in horticulture, and that's where I am currently. So right, next question is there any plants you have wanted but not got a hold of? Yes, there are like 2 main ones that I've really been trying to get, but I just can't get them anywhere, or like you have to like import them from like Thailand or something like that. So there's one is the Euphorbia lactae white ghost, which is like the all white euphorbia, and they are super expensive, and as well I just can't find any around. I've never seen one in a garden centre, and I saw one on eBay, I think it was, but it was like £157 or something crazy. And then the other one is a variegated astrophytum, and I'll insert a picture here because they look incredible, or Google it because I don't know if I'll be able to put a picture on, but they just look amazing. But again, I think I've only been able to find them on Etsy from like faraway countries that charge like 25 to 30 quid for a tiny one, and I'm not willing at the moment to be spending that much on such a small plant. But they look absolutely amazing, and the first time I saw one, I knew I needed one. So that is probably my most wanted plants that I can't get a hold of. Right. I would add perlite to this, but I don't have any at the moment. But that's why I've added a lot of sand. So then I'm just going to backfill. I'm going to hold it over the pot whilst I do this. Right, next. Sorry, this is going to be such a messy video because my brain doesn't work very quickly. Do you ever have family friends that say you're plant nuts or go overboard? They don't say it anymore. They used to, and then they probably got bored of wasting their breath on it. So, I think everyone's just. I think they see it more as like I'm passionate about it rather than like crazy. Like rather than like it being overboard, they see it as just really passionate, which is nice. Because it's like they're all positive about it. They're all really like they cheer me on or encourage my passion, I'd say. So that's like the best I could ask for, really. So yeah, they all know that I'm super nuts about plants, and they're really supportive, so that's good. Right. Right, and then number 3, this is from Terence Tour. Number 3, what's your family like? Siblings, roommates, pets beside the spiders, Sprout and Tink. I mean, I have 4 brothers and a sister, and a mum and dad. Yeah. Don't have any roommates. There you go. I think that looks really cool. Looks lovely in that pot. That pot, I took the label off before looking at the price. It was like 75p or 99p, that one was. I'm not going to get through these questions, right. Right, okay. Are you studying anything plant related? This is from Vian. Plant related, or are you studying? I have no idea how old you could be. So there's a lot of speculation about my age. People always guess that I'm a lot younger than I am. Um, I'm 24, and I do study horticulture, and I've studied horticulture at college level and at currently at degree level. And then next question from Marissa Carey. Um, what are your favourite types of plants? For example, blooming or foliage, trailing, etc. Right. I'm more into foliage plants, and I don't mind whether that be trailing, compact, or upright, etc. Um, Foliage definitely does it more for me than flowers do. I do obviously really like herbaceous perennials in my garden, and they're predominantly grown for the flowers, although actually I do grow a lot for just foliage. So I like hostas, gunneras, cannas. A lot of people grow cannas for the flower, and I've never done that. Like, I was at work and someone was talking to me about cannas, and they were like, "Oh, this flower on this one's amazing." And I was like, I don't pay attention to the flowers on my cannas. So definitely a foliage person rather than. Right, this part I've got. It was £1.99, and I just love how tall that is and like how thick that lip is. Yeah. Right, next question. Where is there any plants that you dislike? I don't like Dieffenbachias. I don't like Dieffenbachias, and I don't like. Oh, what's the other one? And like as time goes on, I'm not so keen on peperomias. Um, but there's like it's difficult because there are certain ones that I love, and then there are some that I just don't like. So, like the watermelon peperomia, I love it, and then you get like a lot of other like the obtusifolia, or is that what they're called? The like the rounded leaved peperomias, which I'm just not super interested in. But I don't outwardly dislike, although I was quite quick to say Dieffenbachia, so I guess I guess I kind of do. What else do I not like? Plants that I don't like. I don't like peace lilies, anthuriums. Oh, anthuriums. I'm not super keen on. I do like some of them have amazing leaves, but again, I prefer the foliage rather than the flower. So yeah, so I wouldn't say there's necessarily anything that I super dislike. Um, yeah. I'm trying to look around my room to see if there's anything I don't like, but obviously I wouldn't have anything that I don't like. So, Aglaonemas, I'm not keen on those either, and I'm not sure why. I think I don't like and Dracaenas. A lot of the like stem grown Dracaenas, I'm not keen on those. But I think to me it's just because they look like fake plants, or like growing up they were always the like fake houseplants you'd see like at school or in libraries and stuff like that. So I think that's kind of why I don't like them. Right, the Hoyo's going in here, so I'm going to mix in some orchid bark. I've just got this Westland orchid bark. It was the only one I could find, so I'm not promoting this particular variety, but this was the only one I could find, so I picked it up. So, oh, that's dusty as well. Right, and that is the last of it. I'm all out, so I'm gonna have to go get some more. Right, next question. Right, Benjamin Lamb. We have quite an interesting question here. So, if you had a Tinder bio, what would it say? And do you have Tinder in the UK? We do have Tinder in the UK. I'm not on it. What would it say? It would probably say that I'm obsessed with plants, and just if you're gonna speak to me, make sure you can talk about plants. Otherwise, you'll probably get very bored. Yeah, that was quite an interesting question, but I can't think of anything else that I'd put in my bio other than that I'm a plant-aholic, and there's no rescuing me. Right, next question. What hobbies do you have other than plants, and what do you do for fun? So, I did just recently answer this one in my other tag, But other than plants, I just spend time with family, gaming, and going out, like social drinking or social, going out socializing, I'll say, rather than socially drinking. But other than that, and obviously YouTube, I spend so much time watching YouTube videos or uploading, editing, and making YouTube videos. So that is a big hobby of mine. Yeah, and they're gonna be. That's all I really have time to do. Okay. Right. How did you learn so much about plants? Do you have a degree or a job that has taught you? That I learned at. Sorry, it says. Obviously, I went to college and university, so that's where I've basically learned all of my plant knowledge. Well, no, to be fair, before that, I learned the majority of my plant knowledge from YouTube. I would spend all day, every day, just watching YouTube videos and learning from people, and I was pretty self-taught up until I went to college, and then obviously I learned more about the science behind everything, and understanding the biological processes of how it all works and what signs they show, etc. So yeah, that's that. And then are you a vegetarian? What is your favourite food? I'm not a vegetarian, although I would always prefer, I do prefer like more of a vegetable based meal than meat. But I'm not a vegetarian, I'm not a vegan, and I'm not a pescatarian or anything like that. So just the regular. Do you name your plants? I don't name my plants. I remember I named one of my plants once, and it was a cactus. Like, it was a seed. I grew it from seed, and I named it Soap because it looked like a little bar of soap, and then it died. So I don't name my plants anymore. Right. Where are we? If you could cuddle with one plant, what would it be? Oh, probably a baobab tree, which I know is not a house plant, and it's a tree, but have you seen those things? Because they look amazing. I've always wanted to have a baobab tree, like a bonsai one. I tried growing them from seed once, and it didn't work. I was very sad. But other than that, what would I hug? Like, I don't really know. One that's big enough to get my arms around. Right. I'm just putting my Hoya in here. This Hoya is absolutely gorgeous. I got this. This was the one I got from My Zen Plants on Etsy. Well, I got it on eBay, but she has an Etsy shop as well. And it is just so full and so beautiful, and these leaves are ridiculously long and just amazing. Right, next question. Have you ever cried about a plant? And then he said, I have, so I'm curious. I've cried countless times about plants. Having 4 brothers who all like football, which no, 3 of them like football, I don't like football, and spending all of my spare time in that garden growing things just to have footballs kicked at them. Yes, I've cried hundreds of times. Not anymore. I mean, like, going through school, like when I was like between maybe 11 and probably 16. So probably a bit longer than I should have. But to be fair, I think if someone destroyed one of my favourite plants now, I would probably definitely cry. Like, I wouldn't cry, but I'd be like really distraught, and I'd probably just curl up in a ball and just sleep. Right. I don't know where this is going. This isn't really a question. I'm just curious about the space you live in. We get close-ups on your room and greenhouse, but what does the wide shot look like, and do you have family and roommates? Yes, I live with my family, and the wide shot is messy. So, well, I mean, the only thing I haven't shown in my videos is probably my bed, because I don't know, I just don't feel comfortable showing that. But like, my room's not very big, so I think you've probably seen the majority of it. Alright, and then next questions are from Holly. So, what plant are you on the lookout for? So the Euphorbia lactae. the white ghost, Astrophytum variegated, and there are so many more. Let me just have a think for a second. Oh, the Hoya macrophylla, the variegated one. I'm like that. Like I've seen it like once online, and it's like £25 for like a one leaf with a bit of stem, and I was like, nope. But that I love, and there is a terrarium plant I'm after right now. It's called like Piliana or something like that. I'll add the name here. Whoops, I'll add the name here. But it is gorgeous, and I've been after that, but only recently. What else am I after? Oh, alocasia. Oh, oh god, you got me started now. Philodendron silver sword. I absolutely really would love one of those, because the foliage is that silvery blue colour, and I'm obsessed with silvery blue foliage. Like in my garden I have hostas galore, and I like my favourite colour hosta is the blue foliage ones. Like so any blue foliage I'm absolutely obsessed with. And like the Sansevieria moonshine, I know it doesn't look blue. Well, no, it doesn't look blue at all, but it's more of like that sort of hint of colour to me. I don't know, I might be colourblind. My brothers are colourblind, so who knows. So how did I get there? From what plants are you on the lookout for? Right, the next one from Holly is, what's your favourite indoor plant and what's your favourite outdoor plant? Outdoor plant, Gunnera manicata, 100%, always will be. And then my favourite inside plant, this guy, probably this guy. Oh my god. This guy, or my Hoya polyneura at the moment is looking amazing. And I did I'm gonna go off a little bit. So I did actually take a cutting of my Hoya polyneura. I took this, I think the day that I got it, and I don't want to pull it out, but let me move this up a little bit. So I just took 2 leaves and I've put it in this little cup contraption, and if I gently, no, I don't want to pull it up. He's rooted like crazy in there, and it's been like what, 2 weeks? Sorry, I wasn't even in camera. It's been like 2 or 3 weeks, and he's rooted. So yeah, but this is the fishtail Hoya, and that is one of my favourites currently. But my favourites change quite often. One of my other favourite houseplants, which I don't have, is, well, I don't know how I can call it my favourite if I don't have it, but I really like alocasias. I've always loved alocasias. I have a giant colocasia outside, which is like the same as a colocasia, the same as an alocasia, but I don't know the difference. But I'll insert a picture here. Like the leaves on it are like like that big. So favourite indoor plant is the Sansevieria silver flame. Currently, well, yeah, it's been my favourite for a long time. Next up we have, if you could travel anywhere in the world, where would it be and why? I'd probably have to say some place that's just like completely away from mankind and like civilization, somewhere like in the middle of some rainforest where I can just explore and be safe, have food and water, and be able to teleport straight back as soon as I wanted to. But just somewhere out of the way of the city and houses and buildings and stuff. Like just go explore anywhere. I love Wales. I'd like North Wales, like Anglesey is definitely like one of my favourite places in the world at the moment. So anywhere that looks like that, and I'm happy to be there. So, right, that's done, so let's move that out of the way. But that looks lovely in that pot, and it's good that it's in a nice tall pot, because obviously these are very trailing. I was going to have it hanging, but I think I'm going to not have it hanging for now, and that looks so weird. Ignore that. Right, so he's done. Right, next question. Right, what is it you enjoy most about gardening or plants? Probably my own company. Like, or the company of plants. I don't know, just being around them, just sitting there with them. It sounds so weird, but I don't know, they're just like so hassle free, and you can just chill and just do what you want, and learn about them and fascinate about them, obsess over them, and they can't run away. Nope. Uh, I think just just how much there is to learn about them and explore, and down different avenues of different types of plants. Like, I promise you here, and I'll promise you every day, that I'm never ever going to get bored of plants. And I can't say that about anything else. So I think that's a good sign to stick with it. Apart from family, of course. Right. Okay. So we've got just a few more questions here. So we have, any plants you regret buying? Yes. Basically everyone that's I've let die. Well, yeah, kind of. One I regret buying. I bought a really pretty Ludicea discolor last year, or was it early this year? Maybe early this year, and it was like gorgeous, and it was so big, and I got it for like 12 quid, which wasn't a lot for the size of it at all, but I just bought it because of how uncommon it was, and I didn't buy it because I personally was after one or anything like that. I think impulse buys I always regret. Well, I never accept I regret it, but this thing here, the Scindapsus enjoy, or Epipremnum enjoy. I just don't like it that much. Let me show you it closer. Oh god. Right, mine's burnt, so that's probably partly to do with why I don't like it that much. Well, I wouldn't say it's a regret. It's more of just just not a love. It just looks messy, and it doesn't grow very quick. I don't mind that it doesn't grow quick. It just looks messy. So, not a regret as such. It's just a mild dissatisfaction. Right, I'm just going to pop my epiphyllum in here. Let me have a look around, see if there's anything I regret buying. Oh, the Calathea orbifolia. I love it, but it just looks messy. And right now it looks like it really needs a drink. So probably that. But yeah. Yeah. I'll leave it there. Right. What's the most you would spend on a plant? Right now? Probably about £25. And I'm only saying that because I just spent £25 the other day on a single plant. But then I spent £24 on a plant last night, which is you guys will see soon when it arrives. The most, if it was like one that I was like absolutely obsessed over and a good size, if it was like, to me it's more about how good of a deal it is rather than whether it's expensive or cheap. So if it was like my top wish list plant and it was massive and I could propagate it, I'd probably spend like 50 quid, 50, 60 quid. But if it's like I'm just getting it because they're so hard to find and it's a small specimen, the most I'd probably go to is like 25, and that's like pushing it, I think. Right, next we have, what is your ultimate wish list plant? So just to pick one, probably Astrophytum, variegated Astrophytum, which sounds really bizarre. Oh no, the Hoya macrophylla. Yeah, I think they're both joint. They're drawing. Right. Okay, so we're basically at the end of the questions now. I've got two more. So, what is one video you are too nervous to film? This one. Because, I don't know, I feel like talking about myself is such a... I'm just not good at it, I don't think. Whereas plants I can talk about for ages. So yeah, this one probably. Oh, and another garden tour. Because my garden just looks so messy and I get too paranoid about it, and so I've not been put off at all. I'm gonna do one. I'm gonna be quite selective with what I show. But then again, I shouldn't, and I should just show everything. But because it's obviously a shared household, it is a shared garden, and it looks like a shared garden. So yeah, I think that's why I was just a bit wary about showing everything. I think that looks really nice in that part. I'm going to propagate it as well, so I'm going to chop it off and then stick another piece in there. But I'm not going to do it just yet. I'm going to let it like settle. Do anything more? Yeah, the Echeveria. So I'm going to stick the Echeveria just in this pot, I think. Right. And then the last question I have here is what first got you into plants? And again, like, I guess I've kind of already covered this one, but just, I don't remember, just being live, that got me into plants, I think. So yeah, I think that is everything. Sorry if I missed any questions. I don't think I did, but right, so this may be frowned upon. I'm just gonna chop this, and like, I could just bury it a lot lower, but I don't want any of this stem to rot. So what I'm gonna do is cut it just where these roots are all growing from. So right there. That will probably re-sprout, so I'll keep that. And then I'm gonna remove a few of these lower leaves, just because I don't want it to be so leggy, and he's got really leggy. So is that enough leaves? I'm removing far too many. Right, so he's got all of his roots there, and I'm just gonna stick that in there, be really gentle, and then just slowly, gently backfill. There we go. That's a bit better. So yeah, what first got me into plants? Just, I don't really know, just growing up around them. And right, so I hope this was a little bit enjoyable for you guys to watch and get to know me just a little bit better. So yeah, I think that's a good job done. I've potted up a lot of plants that I've been wanting to pot up for a little while now. I've just been kind of waiting to do this video to do them, so that I had something to do whilst talking. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, definitely leave a like, leave a thumbs up. If there are any more questions that you want me to answer, leave them in the comments, and I can just reply with a comment. That would be no problem. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed, please do leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more. Yeah, and that means so much. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you later.